When the moon strikes 12 and thunder blots out the sun, you know what it's time for. Dun dun dun! It's time for Mount Dracula, everyone! Woo! How's everyone doing tonight, this fine evening?
I'm happy to continue the story of Mount Dracula.
That's a wonderful thing.
How smack Dracula?
Oh no, Ashe, are you telling me this is a filler episode?
No.
No.
We don't use the word filler around here.
Delay.
What the fuck do you want to call it?
Well, no. Listen. We'll be
like,
making progress. Don't worry.
Just like,
don't worry
you guys
about
go through a door, and then there's just a beach. It's just another beach
I was
episode.
heavily considering making this a beach episode, but no, I think there will be actual story momentum. But yeah. So last time y'all killed the Dracula. Y'all killed the Dracula of the Bath, Carmen Porcelina.
And then you had a dream sequence episode.
Yeah.
Wonder what happened in that.
All right, guys. I know we've already technically moved on past this, but what if this was the Christmas episode? All right, sorry, I just had to get that out of me. It was bugging me.
I mean, for all you know, Santa Claus is also a Dracula, actually. That's actually a lie. I'll give you the spoiler. Santa Claus is actually a werewolf, hence the claws, you know. It's simply the most logical thing.
I think I actually did an Oid Christmas. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Yeah, didn't you do like a winter month special?
No. There is I think it's season's greeting.
Mm-hmm.
Something along the lines of that, where everyone exchanged gifts for a week. And then a Krampus and their corresponding Saint Nick patrolled the streets. And if the Nicholas, sees that you have not given a gift this year, the Krampus will take you away or beat the shit out of you.
I see.
They will also beat the shit out of you if you try to argue morality with them.
This feels like a thinly veiled metaphor for capitalism.
What?
That it will beat the shit out of you if you don't participate in the holiday seasons.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just as red-blooded as any red-blooded American.
But what was that pile of green ooze I saw coming out of your like open wound yesterday?
Don't ask questions if you don't want the answer.
Anyway, let's play a game.
Let's play a fun tabletop game. You all, I guess, wake up from your dream sequence. I wasn't actually there for that one, so I don't know what happened there.
I did tell you what happened.
Oh yeah? Did they wake up?
Yeah, they wake up.
Okay, they woke up.
Nothing bad.
The harpy that went off to get you, like, it was some kind of drink, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. The harpy comes back with whatever, or no, the harpy's just been sitting there with your drink. It looks like all of the ice is melted now. It's kind of watery. The little umbrella is kind of drooping. Yeah, y'all are back at the bath. What do y'all do?
Jacqueline noticed that they have gotten moonburn on their entire backside while laying down in the pool chair.
Yeah.
Oh darn, it's gonna sting a little bit, but
Oh yes, that moonburn. Oh wait, no. I keep defaulting to like fucking
Adrian.
generic. Yeah, I keep like defaulting to Adria or like just generic British woman voice for fucking Alicia, and that's not how she sounds. Yeah, that moonburn will get ya.
Should have lotioned my cheeks. God, gosh darn it, it's gonna be a little painful to sit now.
Oh, Profond is not sunburnt because he has the glorious protection of dirt.
covered with a thin layer of soil.
Yeah.
Reginald.
Prevents him from getting too bad a sunburn.
Mm-hmm. What's Reginald up to?
Is also an outdoorsman. While the sunburn does not bother him, his forced body hair also protects him from the sun.
Of course. Well, there's no sun here. Remember, it's just the moon.
Well, from the rays of the moon, which is also reflected sunlight, but which is really dumb when you think about it. Dracula logic, like,
I mean, it's like a filter, you know. It's like how, like, if you put like dirty river water in a filter and you drink it, it's fine. That's how that works.
I don't think that works the way you think it works.
It definitely is.
Alright, now that we got ourselves situated, Cora's not back yet?
Yes, I think she's still gone. I'm rather concerned.
Yeah, you don't sleep, do you?
No. I mean, I can sleep sometimes. I don't really need to.
What were you doing while we were asleep?
I'm just kind of watching. Seeing if anything would happen, really.
Who
That's
snores?
not concerning.
Well, definitely the hairy one over there. The taller hairy one, not the shorter hairy one. You snore, but it's very squeaky.
How do you snore? If you can record that.
Oh, I'll do my best.
It's like prestidigitate or minor illusion to replicate that for me.
I'll be sure to take a snapshot, take a little recording next time.
Thank you.
So, as I was saying last time, there is a shortcut to where we need to go next. This entire area actually connects to the pipelines to the aquarium. That whole wing of the castle is beautiful. You must check it out.
I mean, this place is going to be pretty good once, sadly we exterminate all the Draculas.
Oh no, listen. I don't mind. I mean, as long as you don't kill me.
Yeah, no, you're cool. You're all right.
Just wanted to make sure. I don't know what some individuals who may or may not be present have to say about that.
Reginald, is Alicia cool?
You're technically is an Alucard, if you will, technically a half Dracula.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the weird one. The one that sprang out of nowhere and started trying to kill you.
Oh, what was it, Gristle?
Yes, that's the bloke.
Man, we haven't seen him in hours. It's been like a day.
Yeah, I'm honestly wondering if he was just a one-off or if he's gonna come back.
I'm always a fan of reoccurring characters. We really are a revolving door cast, aren't we? But yeah, the aquarium. Anything other than it's beautiful that we should worry about in there?
Well, some of the fish are carnivorous. I would steer clear of them, but they're not exactly deadly. We keep most of the larger fish and other threatening creatures more towards the ocean. The moats and such.
All right.
There was kind of a shark there for a while, but it's no longer there.
Oh, we'll talk about that one later. Did you meet Bronco?
I think I met Bronco a couple of times, yes.
Yeah, he can explain the whole shark thing to you whenever he gets the chance.
Oh dear, okay. Well,
he does
either
not
way.
lose himself to his recently acquired vampirism, but
Austin, can you speak up a little bit? You're coming in a bit quiet.
I said I hope he doesn't lose himself to his recently acquired vampirism. It's concerning how long he's been gone for.
Yes, that would be a little bit concerning. Last I checked up on him, he was a little bit feral.
Well, I have plans
Might be-
after this.
Might be something to think about. I know he was a friend of yours, but there's a chance he may not be anymore.
Well, we'll cross that road when we come to it.
Quite right. So, shall we all make haste?
You didn't. Other than the shark, is there anything else?
No, actually. Not in the aquarium itself. The precise route that I'm thinking of does have some treacheries, but that won't be for a bit.
All right. Do you remember what these ones are?
Height mostly.
Oh, like, I want to let you know, you and Reginald are the tallest one here. Me and Profond are a little bit vertically
Vertically challenged.
inadequate.
Well, I mean, that's fair. You know what? It's not about your physical height. More like a long distance.
Oh, okay.
Well, besides Jacqueline, there was no height requirement to go to Mount Dracula.
Yes, I bothered Father a while ago to install one outside the castle, but he never got around to it. He doesn't really listen to me.
If there was a height requirement, we wouldn't have good friends like Profond here.
That's
no,
true.
I was actually told I wasn't allowed on if I was at least 6 feet tall. Luckily, in my mole form, when I stand up on my hind legs, I'm 6 feet exactly.
Most people don't notice me because I'm standing behind someone bigger who's actually throwing fists. So they can't really do much about preventing me from being here.
True. So, don't worry about the height thing, though. That won't come in for some time. First, we must make our way through the water. I seem to recall hearing that you all dove underneath the castle to get in originally, or something along those lines.
Well, there was a part where we first entered the castle, then we had to go through an underwater tunnel.
Oh,
Or was
okay.
that before it? Man, it's been a while.
How exactly did you accomplish that? Because you may need to hold your breath for some time.
We were able to do it pretty good, and also I launched a fireball down there, so...
Ah, I see.
And it launched us through the water pretty quickly.
Well, all right.
Also, Profond, can't you turn into, like, a dolphin?
Profond gets like a sour face on his, and he's like, yeah,
Or,
I
like,
could.
a mole dolphin?
He perks up and says, do you have a picture of one? I've never
Yeah.
seen one before.
Jacqueline takes out a piece of paper in there that they have, like a scrapped one from their notes that they've taken.
Mm-hmm.
Rips it, draws a mole dolphin. Jacqueline's a better
all right,
artist
so
than you think.
This is a very important question.
Yes.
What CR is the mole dolphin?
The Molphin, if you will.
It's probably whatever you can transform into.
I see. You were like, oh man, what's the Arkansas transit? I don't want to say anything too high.
It would probably be the same.
It would probably have the same stats.
A river dolphin, if you will.
Would you say that maybe it would use the stats of, let's say, a giant badger, but instead of a dig speed, it's a swim speed?
Yes. Precisely.
Perfect.
All right, so we just hold on to you, and Reginald, do you have any way around this?
I can swim.
You know, you are strangely very nimble in the water. And Alicia?
I mean, breathing is kind of optional for me.
It's a beautiful dolphin.
I guess I'm going to hold on to
the sea. The betrayers of the sea.
Jacqueline turns their outfit into her hat into goggles and a snorkel, and then her normal witchy attire into a one-piece bathing suit.
Alicia's hat kind of expands to encompass her whole body, and then when it pops back up and onto her head, she's in like a skin-tight swimsuit with like a checkerboard pattern and some card suits on the left side.
Oh wow, that's real busy, Alicia.
I know. It's a little bit gaudy, but I kind of like it.
It's a bit much.
Well, phooey to you. I think it's striking.
I mean, it is. It's definitely striking my eyes. But you do you. You do you, sweetie.
Thank you, I will.
I like to imagine, Austin, what does Reginald's swimwear look like?
I feel like Reginald wears a Speedo. Confirm or deny?
That or a early 1900s swimsuit.
Ooh, yeah. That was going to be my second choice.
Yeah.
Where's that Reginald bulge?
An honest groin, idiot.
But anyway, fucking so what about?
Damn, it really do be Mount Drac out there right now.
It do be indeed.
Tom, please describe the weremole. I'm sorry, not the weremole. The
Molphin.
The Molphin.
I don't know. I feel like kind of, let me think here, because the key is what kind of mole is it?
I like to think it's a star-nosed mole.
Oh no, you know those really like fleshy looking dolphins? I'm imagining like a star-nosed mole face on one of those.
On like a river dolphin.
Yeah.
And then it has the mole hands, but on the mole like claws, it's webbed.
Yes, exactly.
And then it has a dolphin tail, and there's like random patches of hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't look pleasant.
Are you in pain?
So I make like this like dolphin sound, but like imagine like a dolphin in a sandstorm, like dirt, and then I switch over back to telepathy, and I'm like, no, it's pretty normal. I mean, it's a little dry, you know.
Let's roll yawn into the water.
All right. So the entrance is back towards the Dracula cave. Let's get over there. I say.
You have the key, right?
Oh yes. I mean, we can just waltz right in.
That thunder doesn't sounds pretty foreboding.
You know, guys, I don't think we're supposed to be getting in the water with all this thunder and lightning.
Yes, we must practice proper swim care. Wait, no.
Wait. You just need to put on your lightning block. It's kind of a multi-step process, you know. You gotta put on your moon block. You gotta put on the lightning block. It's a lot of creams.
I would argue the existence of lightning block, but I forget we live in a world of magic and one.
Lightning block, you say?
Is the merchant here?
Hello, it's me, the merchant.
Do you have lightning block?
Yes, I have lightning block.
How much is it?
In accordance to the new currency, 20 shiny.
20 shiny?
20 shiny.
Okay.
Lightning block is expensive, you know.
So that's, it'd be like 2 silver.
Yes.
Alright. So that's the equivalent. Alright, here you go.
Thank you. Do you want me to apply it for an extra silver?
As well.
Does anyone else want lightning block?
Yeah, I'll buy some.
Excellent. Thank you for the business.
I'll hold on to this until you turn back into a person. I like to imagine Reginald's carrying a Profond dolphin.
Uh-huh.
Put him in the water.
And I'm going to say, lightning block. It is a single-use item that gives you lightning resistance for let's say until your next rest.
Okay.
I'm
gonna hold off on using the lightning block right now. Unless, you know what? I'll just use it. Uses Mage Hand to apply it to the parts that Jacqueline can't reach. All right, there we go, and done so. All right, now I'm resistant.
Is there anything else you would like to purchase, or perhaps put on your wish list? What kind of items would assist you in your quest?
Profond telepathically sends him a list, and we'll go over it later because I have some ideas I wanted to run by you. So this is just me.
Yeah.
Putting
if
it
you have
in.
like stuff you want to run by me later, just
yeah. I'll send it to you later.
Thank you for all of those things that you definitely told me in this exact moment.
Yes, thank you for not dropping a shopping episode on us, like, randomly.
You're welcome. Off I go! And then the merchant walks behind a single pillar and then vanishes without a trace.
I could see the hint of the misty step.
Merchant. And you all are alone again.
Right.
Alicia kind of motions towards kind of a drainage pipe. It looks fairly large in diameter. It has kind of a grate over it at the moment. And she says, now, if we remove the grate here, all of us can squeeze through. I believe it should be large enough even for our Molfin friends.
How tall is Austin, your character? Because I think you're
6 feet.
Yeah. So we're pretty much the same size in this form.
Yeah, no, I mean, Reginald has like an 18 strength, so like he's kind of like carrying this heavy ass dolphin like a fucking pool floaty.
Put the dolphin in the water so I can hold on to it.
So, this tube right here will take us straight into one of the tanks in the aquarium. I would hazard that you all try and steer clear of the life in the tanks.
Wait, will we be able to breathe underwater?
Well, we've done a swim like this before. And according to the rule book, we can breathe underwater for a number of minutes equal to our Constitution modifier.
Before drowning?
Okay.
Before drowning?
Before starting to drown, which happens after another minute.
Okay. Yeah. You should... It should be fine. We should be able to make it there with little to no complications.
Hold on,
Very
before we go.
few complications.
Jacqueline, remember deep breath.
No more than 2.
Hurry up, let's go.
All right, and you all jump in. I am going to say, let me see here. Let me see. All right. So you all get sucked through. It's a very quick tube, a lot quicker than you kind of expected for just kind of a drainage pipe for a bathhouse. And you get kind of shot out. One of you actually, who went first?
Well, probably me, because you guys threw me in there.
And it would be Jacqueline and Profond.
Reginald.
Make a con save real quick.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta do it
Oh,
with
no.
my...
Not you.
Oh.
Yeah, were you like on top or behind?
I like to think I'm on.
From behind.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I was under the assumption
Okay.
that you were, like, holding on.
yeah, holding on to the back,
Okay.
Alright.
like the back flipper.
Where's my...
I would say, yeah, just Profond.
All right, so good news, everybody. The the Mole's Constitution is actually one of the few things that is better than mine.
Cool.
So I got a 14.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a grate on the other end, but you were going at such a velocity that you kind of just slammed through without issue. It doesn't really hurt too much. It seems like the kind of latches on it were a bit rusty anyway, so it gives way without.
It wasn't designed for a 6-foot-tall mole dolphin. It was designed to, like, lengthen out.
Exactly. So yeah, you all kind of emerge into this this tank. There's glowing bits of algae and coral and other kind of undersea, I guess, flora, if you would call it that. Flora and fauna.
Because coral's not a plant.
I realize this. I more meant like the kelp and algae and such. But so yeah.
Austin, don't let the liberal media tell you that coral isn't a plant. All right, it's very clearly a plant. It grows and then it's got roots and everything. Probably, I don't know.
You ever think about the fact that trees don't exist? Like it's not like a specific thing. It's just a thing that a lot of things happen to grow into.
Birds were made by the bourgeoisie.
Anyway, y'all are in this tank. You see some various fish. A lot of them look like fish you might recognize, but a bit worse. Like there's a clownfish with what looks to be like anglerfish teeth.
I was really expecting clown makeup, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he have a little
also-
sticky nose?
It does also have clown makeup.
Speaking of the wig.
Yeah, it's trailing just like a white stream of clown makeup behind it. It's not like part of the fish. It's just on the fish. You don't know how it got there. You don't know how this makeup is holding so well completely submerged underwater. But it is.
I like to think Profond science lesson of the day. It actually is emitting cloud makeup from its skin.
Yeah, no, that's the situation.
Is that
It's like a
natural?
fungus.
No.
Yeah, don't touch it.
It's got ick. So
my favorite King Stephen production, Ick.
Mm-hmm. But y'all are in this space. I will say roll athletics or acrobatics to try and kind of weasel your way around some of these fish.
Does Jacqueline have to do it since I'm attached to Profond?
You do not know, but
Okay.
your result is tied to whatever Profond gets.
Okay. Don't fuck up
so-
Profond.
So the bad news is that this number is going to be slightly lower than what I actually roll. It's actually a 10.
Well, you still pass. This was a pretty easy check. So y'all kind of zig and zag and weave between these positively ghastly looking fish. And there's like a little other tube that kind of pops out into a moat surrounding the walkway, and you all kind of pour out into it. You're all very wet and smell vaguely of fish pee. Well, I think that was very successful. Wouldn't you all agree?
Jacqueline is using prestidigitation to clean themselves up. And after they're done being clean, spraying Reginald, so he doesn't smell. And Profond.
Profond just removes his water mole outfit, and I'm assuming the water kind of goes with it.
Yeah.
There's like a weird thing about so your equipment, when you transform into an animal, your equipment melds into you. But I don't actually know what happens if you add equipment afterward.
No, Jacqueline held on to the lightning lotion.
Oh, no. I was talking about like the mole was covered in water. Would Profund be covered in water? My assumption
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say
because all of the mole stuff goes away.
See, my ruling, I'm going to say, is that anything you have on you goes into the mole when you transform, but anything added on top of the mole afterwards is just physical space outside of the mole.
Well, yeah. So it would all fall to the ground around me.
Yes.
So the water was on the 6-foot mole.
Yeah.
Now I'm the 5-foot Profond.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the water just kind of fall around me?
It would.
Yeah, it would.
That's the line of logic that I was trying to say.
Yeah,
So a bunch of water is dumped on your head.
Yeah. Some of it falls on you, but most of it just falls to the side.
Okay.
All right, where to next?
Physics.
Where are we dropping?
So, you're actually kind of in a corner here, and there's a pathway outward. You actually see a few patrons of this aquarium, actually. A few kind of undead patrons. They look like people who were in that town, the kind of spooky town in the middle of everything. And one of them, like a skeleton child, tugs on her mom's skirt and is like, "Mommy, look! A fish man!" and points it at Reginald. Now, dear, don't stare.
Oh, there we go. I'm actually wondering, Jackie, would I make a good merman?
You would be an excellent merman, Reginald.
Yes.
I think you would look positively majestic.
Wandering the seas, punching holes in fishing vessels.
Do you want to be a merman? I can see if I can arrange that.
Maybe.
All right, well, let's get a moving.
Indeed. Onward!
Jacqueline changes their garb back into their normal attire.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So you all move on and exit the kind of main aquarium area, and you enter this big ol' hall with like a fountain. It seems to be some kind of what's the word?
Pegasus?
No, the word for this kind of it's like
a balcony?
Yeah. Well, it's a balcony, but it's you know, the area outside of like museums or whatever. I don't know. It's like a pavilion.
Yeah, let's use that.
There's a lot of people kind of bustling about. It's clear that this area of the castle is actually fairly populated. It's kind of a destination. You start to see, like, you know, people just kind of going about their lives. And Alicia kind of motions to the side here, kind of off the balcony, and she says, "So, I have an idea, and you all need to follow me on this, because this idea, it's going to get us to where we need to go. It is going to be a little bit tricky, though. We're going to circle the edge of the mountain. There's a little bit of there's a passageway, it's more of a ledge, really. We're going to kind of cling to the wall and go around a ledge." Does that sound amicable for everyone? Do you want to do this, or maybe find a different way? This is probably the quickest way, but it's also potentially injury-inducing.
Like we could fall off the mountain and die.
Like you could fall off the mountain. You might not die. You might die, but you might not die. Doesn't that possibility entice you? Don't you want to know what happens?
I could climb, so I would technically have a decent time going around this dangerous mountainous pass.
Now, there is water at the bottom, so we could try and climb down, or we could just kind of jump and hope for the best.
I could climb down safely. I don't know about the others.
I could just Misty Step last moment. Tough and roll.
This is true.
Profond
I don't
pulls
think
out
how that works, but
Featherfall token and is like, "I've got one redo."
Okay. So do you just want to go for it?
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining, like, Cutter, like you're falling to your death. I'll just Misty Step to avoid the damage. Teleports to the ground, still splatters because of velocity.
Good.
See, that's why you have to Misty Step facing up. So that way you go up like 10 feet and then you fall in order to cancel out your momentum. You gotta think with portals, Austin.
I don't know if that's
all right. So let's go ledge jumping.
All right. So who's kind of leading?
Reginald starts climbing down like a lizard.
Do you just have like a climb speed?
Yes. His ranger stuff. Hold on, let me pull up the feature in question so you're not questioning my
Oh no, I believe you.
Deft Explorer.
Yeah. It's alright, you're good. How is everyone else traversing?
Wait, can I just get on Reginald's back?
I mean, you could.
This would be a lot easier than me wasting spell slots.
I will say, if you got on Reginald's back, it might make him need to roll.
Like, what kind of check would it be?
I would say probably athletics or acrobatics with advantage, given his climb speed.
Are you okay with that, Austin?
I'm like, part of me's okay with it because I do have an 8. Part of me's not due to the one fuck up. Like one little fuck up to make this go bad, really bad. really
but
fast.
think about the drama. Think about what fun, deft, player action.
Reginald the person would do it. Austin the player would be like, no.
Well, it sounds like all that you have to do, Connor, is ask him in character.
Hey, Reginald, instead of me having to waste my oh-so-precious spells, the ones that don't come back unless we take an 2 to 8 hour of rest.
Yes.
If I could just hop on that big broad back of yours and you just climb down the mountain with me hanging on, would that be acceptable?
If you can hang on tight, I guess. Dude, we'll make my descent a little bit trickier.
All right, I'm sure, I've seen you climb before, much like the graceful lizard.
Well, I would say I don't usually have people on my back while I do this.
I believe in you, Reginald. You can do as many little lizard push-ups as you want.
Hold on, grab onto my laterals.
I'm grabbing.
You managed to grab onto a tuft of back hair, yes. Alright.
Right, go ahead and roll it.
Descending down the mountain. Oh, fuck!
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
20.
The majestic gecko.
So
Either out of anxiety or...
You just kind of fucking scale it.
Holy shit, this is going real fast.
Well, I can't hear you all going really fast.
Oh, shit.
All right, Profond, what do you do to get down?
So I'm actually also very acrobatic, and I've got mobile, so even difficult terrain doesn't lower my movement speed.
Okay.
So I think I'm just gonna climb down normally and hope for the best.
Okay. Do you have a climb speed or?
No. I'll still need to roll.
Okay. Then yeah. Roll me athletics.
Oh, can I roll acrobatics?
Yeah. I would say yes.
Nimbly placing your feet.
Yeah. Yes.
For that sort of making sure your feet don't slippy.
24.
24? All right. Yeah, you make it.
Because of the dash things, I can get down pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Alicia opens up her hat real big like a parachute and just kind of floats down. And you all land. Let me get there.
So Profond says, he turns to the rest of the party and he says, so how are we going to get the cow down?
Oh no!
Oh!
Reginald, get back up there.
And then we all have flashbacks to wait, how did the cow get through the sewer?
Oh god, we left it behind.
You see, due to its weight and the momentum of the current, I was going a lot faster.
Everybody's like, no, Profond, you can't bring it up, and then we actually have to deal with it.
I'm sure we'll find her again.
You see the camera zooms out and you see a large watermark of what was her name again?
What was it?
Quarter pounder.
Quarter pounder. You see a large watermark of Quarter Pounder in the corner of the screen.
No.
You may meet Quarter Pounder again.
Go back to the barn, Quarter Pounder. It's too dangerous from here on out.
Flashing back.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter Pounder, just quick rewind. Quarter Pounder looks at Reginald with sad eyes. Like, I've traveled so far with you. Why are you telling me to go?
Mm-hmm.
This is the point of no return. But if you manage to find another way down the mountain, grab your allies and meet us at the lair of the Dracula. I hope you understand why I'm speaking common. I should probably use beast speech.
Oh.
I like the.
Actually, Reginald's going to use speak with animals to communicate with that.
Okay. I will do my best.
Oh, is this what you sounded like? What about it?
Possibly.
Oh, you sound really friendly.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, remember to grab the farm and get some farm animals to assist us.
Absolutely. Will do.
Be careful. Watch out for the Dracula of the farms.
Oh, I think we've already dealt with him.
Sorry, why do I imagine like fucking?
Yeah, it just pans over and there's like a pig like sharpening a knife that's like a Dracula tooth.
His head is mounted on a stick.
He's got like an eye patch.
Yeah, goats have stakes nailed onto their horns.
Mm-hmm.
A little baby sheep walks up like, Papa, the goblin production has increased rapidly. Good job, my boy.
Good child. But all right. You all land on the side of the mountain, or at least the main mountain. There's kind of a lot of water. There's a spire in the middle of the area, with kind of a little house at the top, along with another set of mountains to the far end, as well as a fairly large building off in the distance. It is a square, almost like temple-looking structure, kind of jutting out of the water. You see the waves crashing against the sides. And it is kind of just jutting out there. You can't really make out quite what's beyond it, but it seems like there's a lot of commotion just beyond there. What do you do?
Well, there seems to be some commotion over there. And exactly, is the commotion coming from the castle or is it coming from another part of the beach? Just to
it's coming from beyond the temple.
Beyond
like
the
it's on the other side?
Yes.
Good. You hear something over there?
Oh, that would be the Pirate's Cove. It's where the pirate Dracula, the Dracula of the seas, Captain Agnes Blackfeather, lays nest. She's a nasty one, and I would expect a lot of her pirate compatriots to be with her.
So, looking at the map Profond made, Mount Dracula is an island, and it's in the middle of the River Kingdoms. I get that.
Correct.
And, there are pockets of water, and there are I'm answering my own question here. How does she get a full ship down near the top of a mountain?
I assume she built it there. I can't imagine any outsiders would come in with any ships, though, and just as she says that, you see a ship kind of coming off from the side. All of you make a history check.
All right. Well, I know nothing about the ways of the sea.
15.
I know nothing about the way of the sea. The sea is full of deadly sea creatures.
Yeah, okay. Profond, you actually recognize this ship from some historical documents that you remember reviewing just like throughout your research. You recognize it as kind of an ancient ship. You're surprised to see it. It's the ship of one Captain Whackbeard the Pirate. And you are aware of this captain. His exploits are very storied, and he always seems to be rather benevolent. heroic, even.
Has he delivered?
I explain this, but I do it all talking about one day in where the ship carried a lot of very expensive fertilizer to an island that was in desperate need of it. And I spend most of the time talking about the fertilizer, but you get the rest of all of that information.
It sounds like a cool guy, but why did you go on about fertilizer for 20 minutes?
It seemed a bit of a non-sequitur.
It saved the entire island.
Here.
It's incredibly nutritious.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. Earlier, we found a diary entry from him. It was like an old ship of his ended up on the lake on the other side of the island. What would you call a lake near the tip of a mountain or on the side of a mountain?
It's still just a lake.
I'm assuming, yeah, it's just a lake.
Yeah, I think it's just a lake. A big lake, though.
I mean, the lakes on mountains are fairly common.
Oh. Well, I'm learning more every day. I never really, this kind of new to leaving Crop Monsieur, so. All right, well, let's. If he sounds cool, I guess we could talk to him, see if he can help us with the pirate Dracula.
I'm a bit dubious, but you know what? Sure, fuck it. Let's find out what this pirate's capable of.
Well, he's all the way over in the ocean, ain't he? Or in the water.
He is a bit far away. Do any of you have anything to grab his attention? Maybe get over there?
Actually, yes. I'm gonna use Minor Illusion.
All right.
With Minor Illusion, let me double check real quick. Yep, I can create a sound.
Oh, excellent.
Jacqueline, using Minor Illusion, takes the end of their staff and yells in it, "You-hoo, over here! We could use your help, Mr. Captain Wackbeard, sir."
And as you do that, the ship kind of starts turning, and you hear a foghorn sound. And the ship approaches and rolls out a bridge to greet you, and it kind of lands in the space in front of you.
I'm assuming it's not even like a beach; it's just a straight drop into the lake.
There's like a little bit of kind of rocky terrain that you're able to stand on.
Okay.
Just kind of off to the side. And this bridge kind of lands on there. A bunch of crewmates kind of come flooding out. Some that you might recognize if you have watched a certain
different show.
Some of them, though,
are like 5.
Yeah, some of them are not here. But and then as they flood out at the very end, a large, kind of wide-shouldered captain with a large red beard in the shape of an arm comes out to greet you.
He has a cannon for an arm.
He has a cannon for an arm as well.
I believe. No, wait, he has a hook hand.
No, he has a cannon.
Yep, that's right. He has a cannon arm, a hook leg.
Yes.
Hook leg is very important.
Uh-huh. And he comes out to greet you and says, "Well, what kind of sirens are ye?"
God, and I'm flattered. So, listen, my name's Jacqueline. This is my friend Reginald, Dr. Profond, and Alicia.
Hello.
So, we're trying to find all the children of Dracula, and we have a bit of a beef with Mrs. Blackfeather.
Blackfeather, you say? Oh, me grudge against her spans eons, centuries even.
Yeah,
How old are
that's
you?
why you were trying to head to her location over there.
Yes, been meaning to give her a piece of me mind. Would y'all landlubbers be helping me on this quest?
Yeah, no, we're pretty good at kicking ass.
Excellent, excellent. Could always use some more crewmates. Well,
I was
come
gonna
aboard.
say, what kind of piece of mind? Is it like a formal complaint or a gunfire? Either is fine.
More the latter than the former. Although I have many complaints about her.
Well, how has she slighted you?
She turns up at the worst of times. Steals treasure before I get there. Gets in the way of good doing. There's a lot of baggage there. You don't even want to start to unpack all of that. A lot of history.
I'm gonna roll insight real quick.
Okay.
Let me roll.
13?
Did she steal a former lover? That's really what I'm trying to figure out. With
She
that.
100% did. Yeah, you see a sense of loss in his eyes. A lot of annoyance, but deep under there's the sense of a love long lost.
Just imagining, I fucked your bitch, Blackbeard.
How dare you!
Plus L, plus let ratio, plus your Jordans are fake.
You're just sad because I'm hotter than you.
It's true, but you didn't have to say it.
But yes, I've been meaning to take her down for quite some time. You know, she's killed a lot of people. She's one of the most dangerous ones on this mountain.
Yeah, we figured. What was it? The other one was the farming Dracula.
Quite a push over that one, although...
We fought the bathtub one. She was just annoying to fight, honestly.
And
I
the chef
encountered her
one.
once. She seemed obsessed with her vanity, and not much else.
Like, she walked around in that thing in public.
She was a naturalist now thinking about it. Not in the science sense, more in the...
I mean, it was kind of convenient we fought her in her bathroom.
Yeah, no, at least, we fought her in her home turf, where it was appropriate to be in state of undress. But she goes out like that, she goes everywhere like that.
Probably.
Good thing we put her in a state of distress. Because we killed her.
And then a laugh track plays, and we zoom in on Reginald's head. That's the end of the episode. No, I'm kidding. All right, you all seem trustworthy enough. Can you handle a sword? How do you handle yourselves in a fight?
I got to. Okay.
I shoot magic out of my fingers.
Delightful. I've met others of your ilk in the past.
Reginald throws axes.
I get up really close to him, and I'm like, I'm a mole. And then I back off.
Like a literal one.
He just turns into one, and he goes underground. He pops up.
Well, I'm sure that'll be useful somewhere, but probably not on the deck of a ship.
Yeah. I don't think there's much burrow in there. I mean, you could break the floor, but you would just fall through the floor.
You just fall through to the floor below.
It won't be too useful.
Well, whatever sinks your boat.
Hopefully we can get Profond to sink their boat.
That might be...
Wait, do they suffer from damage from running water? Does just river count as one?
Reginald, we fought one in a bathtub.
There we go. That's just my
They had a
question.
jacuzzi tub.
Well, it's arguable how much of that was actually water.
Well, we went in it. We literally bathed in it.
That is true. You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Jacqueline, you took most of the damage in that fight. Let's be fair. I didn't want to touch that thing.
Either way, best course of action, I think we should just get going. Let's kick some ass.
Indeed.
Quite right. Now to get there, I understand we have to pass through the temple.
The temp? Well, isn't
We
she
can't just
over
go
there
around?
in her clubhouse?
Well, yes. It's behind the temple.
Oh, so there's a temple, and then once we go through the temple, we'll be able to get to the...
Throw around. Either way.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright.
All right. And you all climb into the ship and set forth. And that is where we're going to end our episode today.
Ba.
Yeah. So, not too much of a challenge this time.
Did you want to do like a cut to villain thing or not?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, as you all are departing, our vision shifts, and we go past this temple, through its many labyrinthine, kind of areas, passageways, and we emerge on the other end, and we see the Pirate's Cove. It is filled with a lot of commotion, many pirates kind of sword fighting, playfully. They all seem to be allied, although not all of them seem to be agreeing on things. There's many ships, kind of a legion, just filling this dock space beyond this temple. And at the top of the mast of one of the ships, the flagship in between, a terrifying ghost ship. It is pitch black, save for several bright crimson red markings along the side, and a flag that you can tell from just a glance means you harm. It is a classic skull and crossbones, but it's the same crimson red as the markings on the side of the ship, and the skull itself has razor sharp fangs. And atop the mast, we see, leaning on her sword, Captain Agnes Blackfeather. From the side approaches the Dracula of the Fields, just kind of hanging out with her, and he's like, Is that another ship over there coming towards us? Why, yes, you little simpleton, I believe it is. I think it's time we get ready to set sail. And that'll be the end of the episode.
I almost felt like, hey.
Plugs.
I was gonna say, I feel like Feastwood would have been like, hey, I'm not a simpleton. I went to college.
I went to college to get more knowledge.
For what? Agriculture and biomedical?
You gotta know a shit ton of knowledge to do a farm. And I do so good farm. You don't even know.
What happened to your farm?
Don't worry about him.
Alright.
But alright, Connor, do your plug.
Hey, I'm Connor /Booge/ join the Discord. Join our Discord. Join the Conjoined Artist Discord. It's going to be in the description below.
It's going to change everything.
It's going to be rage. No. It's going to change everything. Follow me on Twitter, Booge Conjoined Artist, on Twitter and Instagram. And I believe that's it. Ashe, your turn.
Hi. I'm Ashe. I am the DM of this delightful game. Thank you for joining us on this delightful episode. You can find me at Ashen_Thorns on Twitter or Ashenthorns everywhere else. I have recently soft launched my Patreon. I haven't made like a formal announcement, unveiling or anything, but if you all would like to check that out and support me, you can find that at Ashenthorns on Patreon. And I am that pretty much everywhere else. I stream sometimes with friends. Yeah. So that's gonna be mostly it for me. Austin, what are we plugging?
You can find me at OctoAus on Twitter. However, there is a series coming up. Should we tell them, Connor? About these realms that are broken.
They're pretty broken. Their parents separated at a young age.
Yeah. Sadly.
He's got to visit on the weekends.
Yeah. We're doing some broken realm stuff.
It's coming back, baby. We're re-breaking the realms.
Yep, and the usual form of narrative. They're going to be coming out as a series of one-shots. So keep an eye out for the Realms Discord if you're interested, or if I have not added you to a game yet. Usually I'm just scouting before something big occurs in these broken of realms.
In those broken realms, they're so broken. And they're also...
Tom himself was in the last session, of which, plug yourself, Tom.
Hello, my name is Tom. I'm not going to plug myself, but I do have a recommendation for you all. Please go out and get some plums. Everybody loves plums. They're a pretty good fruit. If you're allergic, I'm sorry.
All right, that's everyone. End it. Ashe, end it. Stop it. No.